My entitled stepson tried to steal my inheritance, so I exposed his lies to the entire family. My stepson Jake has been a master manipulator since I married his mother 5 years ago. At 23, he still lives at home, refuses to work, and treats our house like his personal hotel. His mother enables him, calling him sensitive, and still finding himself. When my father died last month and left me his vintage car collection worth $500,000, I was devastated. Dad and I restored those cars together. 1967 Mustang, 1970 Chevelle, 1969 Charger. They were our bond, our weekends, our everything. The money didn't matter. Those cars were memories. The will reading was at 2 p.m. By 2:15, Jake was already scheming. I overheard him on the phone in the garage. Yeah, the old fool just inherited $500,000. Mom will guilt him into sharing. I'll have my startup funded by Christmas. That evening at dinner, Jake announced his breakthrough moment. He was finally ready to start his luxury car rental business. It's perfect timing with your inheritance, Dan. I'll need about $200,000 to start. Consider it an investment in your son's future. Stepson, I corrected. And that money's already allocated for your mother's cancer treatment and our retirement. His mother, Carol, stopped eating. Cancer treatment? I thought insurance covered everything. The experimental therapy isn't covered. It's $150,000. Jake's face darkened. So you'd rather Mom maybe get slightly better odds than invest in my guaranteed success? What success? You've never held a job. You dropped out of college 3 times. Carol touched my hand. Maybe we could spare just a little. Mom, I need at least $100,000. Jake interrupted. Dan's being selfish. Those cars are just sitting there. What followed was 3 weeks of psychological warfare. Jake convinced Carol I was choosing money over family. He told her family I was hoarding Dad's fortune while he struggled. Created a GoFundMe claiming I refused to help despite inheriting millions. Posted on Facebook about how his greedy stepdad valued cars over his future. My brother called. Why aren't you helping Jake? He says you got $2 million. Carol's sister texted. Jake's such a smart boy. Why won't you invest in him? The extended family group chat exploded with messages about my selfishness. Then Jake made his mistake. He got cocky. I came home early from work last Tuesday and heard him in my home office. Yeah, the transfer of title forms are right here, he was saying on speaker. Once I get them signed, we can move the Mustang first. I already have a buyer at $85,000. I recorded everything on my phone from the hallway. Your stepdad won't notice? The voice asked. He's an idiot. I'll tell him the cars were stolen. He doesn't even have cameras in that storage unit. What about the signatures? I've been practicing. Besides, Mom will back whatever I say. She always does. I heard desk drawers opening. He was looking for my storage unit keys. That's when I decided to end this. I spent 3 days gathering evidence. Screenshots of him bragging in group chats about fleecing the old man. Bank statements showing he'd stolen Carol's credit cards multiple times. The fake GoFundMe that had raised $3,000 from sympathetic relatives. Security footage from our doorbell camera of him sneaking into my office repeatedly. The pièce de résistance. Jake had been fired from 6 jobs for theft. Each employer had filed reports. I got copies of everything. Sunday was Carol's birthday. The entire family gathered at our house. 43 people, including Jake's grandparents who'd driven 6 hours because Jake told them I was destroying the family. After cake, Jake stood up. I want to make an announcement. Despite certain people's selfishness, he looked at me. I'm still starting my business. Grandma and Grandpa are investing because they, unlike others, believe in family. How much did you tell them you needed? I asked. That's between family who support because I have something to share. I connected my phone to the TV. A presentation about Jake's business experience. The first slide, Jake Stevens, a history of theft. The room went silent. I played the recording of him planning to forge my signature and steal the cars. Showed the screenshots of him laughing about bleeding Dan dry. The fake GoFundMe. The credit card theft. The 6 police reports from previous employers. His grandmother gasped. Jake, we wrote you a check for $30,000. Carol was shaking. You stole my credit cards? You told me it was identity theft. Jake's face went from red to white to purple. You set me up. You entrapped me. This is illegal recording. One-party consent state, I said. Completely legal. He lunged at me, but his uncle grabbed him. You're done, boy. Jake broke free and ran upstairs. We heard his door slam. Carol was sobbing. The family was in chaos. His grandparents were calling their bank to stop the check. Then we heard the window break upstairs. Racing up, we found Jake's room empty. Window shattered. Blood on the glass. His laptop was gone, but on his desk was a note. You think you won? Check your storage unit. My blood went cold. The cars. I raced to my phone to check the security app for the storage unit. The cameras were offline, all of them, as of an hour ago. But that's not what made my heart stop. Jake couldn't have disabled those cameras. He didn't know they existed, which meant Carol's phone buzzed. A text from Jake. Thanks for the keys, Mom. Dad says hello. Carol went white. That's impossible. My ex-husband is in prison. Another text. Not anymore. Released 2 weeks ago. Jake's been visiting me. We have plans for Dan. The final text was a photo. Jake and his biological father standing in front of my storage unit. The door was open. The Mustang was already on a trailer, and in his father's hand, the gun he'd gone to prison for using.